Good evening, YouTube. This is Kaylin Stern coming at you with my regular Sunday night dinner. And today I'm going to do something, probably something that you don't get to see too often on my channel, but other channels have had the opportunity to do it. So what I'm going to do, before I get into actually preparing anything, I have the two RCIRs that I got from Mike Crasher. And I'm going to do a comparison of the boxes as well as what the content packaging might look like. And these are two of the specialty marked ones. For instance, this one says without pork. This is the newer style of the box marking. And then here is the old style for this halal one. It is a green stamp. It's done at about a 45-degree angle. It looks like from, when you compare it to the rest of the text on the box. Here is the Best By date, June 12th, 2018. And then this one here, the Best By is July 21 of 21. So I'm actually going to open both of these boxes. But see, this is the end. Probably see it better once I get the plastic off. But even through the plastic, there's a slight difference in the style of this insignia that is on both ends of the box. Then the back side has precautions in English and French. And here how that appears on the older version of the box. There is Pete in the house and Emphos is here. Thanks for dropping in. Then both of these have this barcode. Sorry about my camera mount shaking. This one has this code after the barcode. And this is what the code looks like on the older box. Slightly different font that was used. Then the underside, they're both identical with this logo here. And I just flipped it upside down, but it's basically the same logo on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and open up both of these boxes. Get rid of this annoying, loud, and reflective plastic. I'll do the same to this one. The plastic feels about the same thickness, probably same durability. There is Hedgehog's Homestead in the house. I've got those out of the way. Both of these have the same type of tab system where you pull from here, from each end. I have to do it on this one, off camera, because I'll just keep bumping the phone down. I might have to readjust that. But it stops in the middle. And now I can show what there's Cliff in the house. Thanks for dropping in. So now you can just lift up this. There's a slight bit of glue, but again, that can be a fail. So this is how the French RCIR, it's basically a meal reheatable individual ration or something like that. Combat ration. So this is how this is laid out. And this biscuit box is upside down, but that's just how they put it in. Again, this is the older one. This is the newer style. Same thing. Now this tab stayed attached. And it's basically the same packing, although this flap was actually tucked down here. I just slipped it up by the cracker box, but they basically lay them out sort of the same. They pack these for efficiency, not for when you would use a particular item. So I'm going to move my tray off to the side, and I'm going to turn these so I can see what they look like. This is the older style of the Army biscuits, biscuits de campagne, something like that. I suck at French. And then this is the newer one. Same types of biscuits or crackers. It just may be a different company. And in this case, it is the same company, they just changed their packaging. And you can kind of see the same thing with the muesli. Here, it is a different brand. The older one uses this MX3 brand, and then this one uses Voyager brand. But they are both the chocolate muesli. Again, the soup packets. This is an older one, but these have been in older RCIRs as well. Again, different companies are used. And these are the two tissue packets right here. This is the older style with the clear wrapper, and this is the newer one with the tan wrapper but clear ends. But same size tissues, same number. So that's pretty much how these look. Now this one, the two mains, oops, sorry, I am going to adjust this up, so pardon a little bit of, there we go, get that up a bit. So I have halal lamb tajine, And then salmon with rice and veggies. And then on this one, tuna salad, and then pasta and salmon salad. This one says to eat it cold, but I like to heat these because I just like the salmon warm. Fix that again. There we go. Sorry about all the movement, but I wanted to get my phone readjusted. And this is the drink mix from the newer one. This one is the MX3. This is MX3, but it's a different packaging. Oops. Yeah, I had it upside down. Let's see, they have changed their packaging in just a few short years. So this is the lamb tajine. Bistro de Gourmet. And then I'll pull out one of the cans over here. This is how a lot of the mains look from another company that has done these in the past. But they're still the same shape, same type. The oval can. And this is so got two different brands going here. This is the salmon, rice, and vegetables. I'm digging down into the bottom to the stove kits. So this is one of the older styles. A little more interesting to look at. Whereas this one is a little more generic. Where this one has picture instructions on how to fold the little plate. Or this one just has the text instructions. For those that cannot read French or English who still may be issued this ration, this one would be easier to figure out because it shows exactly what you're supposed to do in order to prepare the little stove plate for using the fuel tabs. Then some of the bars will be different brands, but the bars are usually the same type. %% cacao chocolate bar. And this one is 65%. So slight difference in the chocolate bar. So this one has a slightly different shape than this one. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see. There's Mike Crasher in the house. I'm scrolling back through the chat. Actually, I am going to switch this back to live chat because I hadn't done that yet. And Spicy Tuna Rolls is here. James Ortiz has dropped in. So I have 4 meals I will get out of these boxes because I generally don't do a review of the breakfast ones, but I do hold on to these. Sometimes I may take these on a camping trip, or they'll just be part of my emergency food storage. So now I get to ask you all a question, and you get to tell me which box you want me to open up, or not open up, but which box you want me to dive into. Yeah, see, so this is the Voyager out of the new box. This is the MX3 out of the old box. So for those that came in late, I opened up this one, which has a best buy date of 2018. And this one, 2021. Yeah, I have enjoyed the chocolate mueslis in the past. They're a great morale booster. The only thing I don't like about these bags is you cannot reseal them after you put the water in, and they're not gusseted at the bottom. That's the only downside to these. So, would you like me to open up the halal one? I'm definitely keen on trying this one. I think I'm really going to enjoy the lamb tajine. Or would you like me to do this one that has 2 fishy entrees? So Mike says halal. So Cliff says halal. So that's 2 for the halal one. I need to raise this up again. Oh, sorry about that. One of these days I am going to have to invest in a better phone mount. There we go. I think that's gonna... This phone is a lot heavier than my Samsung Galaxy S5, which I used to stream on. So, any more want to chime in on which box I will dive into first? Pete is probably yeah. My view count or my viewer count has dropped, so maybe he got kicked out or something like that. But it's good to see him in the chat. Or he just stepped away from whatever he's watching this on. So in here is, as I said, the lamb tajine, or the salmon with rice and vegetables. So these are the two entrees, and there is a smaller canned item in here. This is a dessert, and it took a bit of a hit. And this is a mackerel pate. So those are the other two canned items, and they're just a slight ding in this. See, I'm trouble with these cans is they can get dinged up, but well, I guess since no one else has made any noise about it, I think I will put this one aside. I'll just slide it there. And I'll get my tray back in view. Yep, maybe I will start off with this lamb tajine because I do love this style of cuisine. And I'm very interested in seeing how this company does it. This is a citrus type drink, and it is a bit oh, actually I put the wrong box aside, sorry. This is the older one. I better switch that. Nope, that is the correct box. See, these French drink mixes have a tendency to kind of clump up even when they're fresh. There is Mama Styles in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Sometimes it's just because these are very tightly vacuum sealed or vacuum packed. I'm just using a plastic bag off to the side for that trash. These drinks are normally meant to go into 500 mils of water, but I like these a little bit stronger. Yeah, some of them can be kind of weird, but then again, sometimes I might like weird. I actually like the mango tea one. I really do enjoy that one. Here is the accessory pack. This has the SRD. So you get two coffees, which are attached to each other. But they're easy to pick apart. And you get two pairs of the salt and pepper packets. You get the cocoa mix. You get 2 packs of sugar. There have been sugar packets that were older than this, like in the Best Buy dates were like from 2015 or 14. And then a Ceylon black tea and green mint tea. But I got the coffee. These rations do not come with coffee or creamer. That is what the SRD coffee looks like. But I'm going to use this. Because this is how I like my coffee. I'm going to put this box there. Won't interfere with my light, but I can adjust the light if I need to. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the pot. But before I do that, would you like me to do the soup? See, this is, have to see what kind of soup it is. Looks like it might be a leek soup based on that picture. So it basically calls for a cup of water. So would you like me to open up the soup or the mackerel pate? Or I could have these, and there's crackers would be the only other side here besides the bars. But I'll get that box out and we'll bust into that in a bit. Okay. So I have this bowl for the soup. Just close my pocket knife, which I keep on the side. I'll go ahead and put that box right there, so it's still in reach, but I can have my tray where it needs to be. So I will go ahead and put this into the pot, and then I will bring back the water for the coffee and the soup. There. These soups tend to thicken up over time. I suppose if someone wanted to, they could just only put enough water to moisten it, like instant potatoes. So the green is definitely from the leeks and whatever herbs are put in there. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to pull out the bars. The stove kit on the tissues I'll set aside because obviously I'm not going to be using those. So I've got strawberry jam, if I want to do that. This is the coffee commando bar. And this just says red fruit. So these two little energy bars. And this is a fruit jelly bar, kind of like some of the sugar-coated large gummy type candies. Yeah, I really enjoy these coffee commando bars, but I had not had this one yet. Okay. And of course, the other two bars, this one has a 70% cacao bar, and this one looks like it got a little smashed. It probably has some heat stress. And this is the fruit nougat bar. Sometimes people say it smells like paint. A version of this has been found in some British rations. And there's rice paper on two of the sides so that you can hold it without getting your fingers all sticky. So, out of these bars, which ones would you like me to open up? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would, considering, yeah, the type of mission those would be used for. There's Camp Patton Family Compound in the house. But I really do enjoy the French chocolate bars, especially the darker chocolates. But I definitely want to open up this one, since I've never had this one. This one seems to be pretty well formed. Actually, slightly different shape than this. Well, I want to save a couple of these for the other meal because I'm going to do a second stream on this ration, just like the one that's marked without pork. So this one will definitely get opened up. And it looks like I have a one for the chocolate and the red fruit commando bar. Get that focus back. So I guess I will toss these back in the box. This box didn't get very well glued, so I don't even have to use a pull tab. So in here you get 3 different kinds of crackers. These, the lightest colored one, are the salty ones. Some of them may actually say sel, which is French for salt. So you get 6 of these. Then you get 2 of the cereal bars. These are actually marked cereal. So they're sort of like, you know, a little on the sweeter side, more grains. And then you get 3 of the chocolate ones, which are probably the closest you can think of would be like a chocolate graham cracker. Sometimes there'll be chocolate chip, so there may be bits of chocolate through these. So I can pull 1 of each. Then I'll do the same for the other meal, and then the rest I'll probably just snack on. And of course the strawberry jam. Either go with the jam tonight or skip it. There's only 1 jam, so I'm assuming the French soldier probably would have this for breakfast. That's just a guess. I'm guessing that the one that's only 2 are probably, because there's only these, because these say cereal, these are probably the breakfast bars. Then then again, because they're just 2 packs, the soldier probably pockets some of them and then just eats them throughout the day in between meals as a snack. And they might do the same thing with the bars instead of the way we like to do it. But I will keep the jam off to the side. These are not very salty, but they are savory. And I just have a plastic bag off to my left. Put trash in. So it gets the bars opened up. You know, funny that this is a pink bar, since pink is for breast cancer awareness, since October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The bar is not pink though. It definitely looks different than the other commando bars because it has a bit more texture and you can see the fruit bits in there. Yep, there's definitely some bloom on there. And some breakage. If I'll go ahead and put that one there, I'll put that one there. And I will go get the lamb tajine. Yeah, I am back. And just as I was taking the can out of the water, I heard a slight pop, but nothing. I think it's just a little pressure release. So I'm drying this off with a paper towel. I'm going to get that way over there. So I'm going to use so I went ahead and popped it up. Now I should be able to pull it back. Just wanted to get all the goodies out. This looks delicious. Big pieces. I just smashed the lid partially back into the can. that chocolate bar that way. So, a piece of chocolate got over there, so don't want that. So tajine is big pieces. It's in the sauce. It's got some pretty good sized chunks of lamb. And the chickpea. Oops. It's very tender. Sorry if this thing tries to keep automatically adjusting the focus. It's very tender. The chickpeas are soft, but they're not mushy. There's the onion in here. There's a potato. That's got the consistency of a stewed potato. And good sized pieces of the carrot. They're very soft, as kind of expected. But still, this has pretty good flavor. There is Nation MRE Finds in the house. Thanks for dropping in. When you catch it on the replay, you'll see me opening up both RCIRs, basically comparing the two from different years of production. The box style with the special markings. I opened up the halal one with the green stamp that is put on at a 45-degree angle from the rest of the text. And then the one marked without pork, that is incorporated into the printing of the text on the box. So it's just the same ink, same font style as the rest of the text on the box. Gonna have a drink of my coffee. The SRD coffee's not bad. It's not one of my favorite ration coffees, but I do enjoy it. But I'll tell you, the company that made this lamb tajine was generous with the lamb. I mean, there is a lot of the meat in here. So this is really, really good. I would definitely recommend this one. No need to put any other seasoning in it. I'm just gonna. Yep. And I figured out what's up with the app not doing a thumbnail. You have to manually insert it. So I figured that out. Yeah, you have to manually take the thumbnail shot. So now tonight's stream replay will have a thumbnail. You know, when people go looking to see who's live, they will see a thumbnail of the ration boxes instead of my profile picture, which is Mila, the cat I had to send across the Rainbow Bridge last year. I'm not giving up on that picture. I love it too much. But yeah, I figured that out. And I also noticed another thing. When you're doing your title, the app used to capitalize every word unless you changed it. Now, if you want every word capitalized, the first letter, you have to manually do it. So I don't know why they changed that, but personally I think it's a hassle, but I'll do it. Pumpkin is a torty girl. They're like the calico color, but very little to no white. Maybe a bit of like cream color. Maybe blonde coffee color. But mostly the dark colors. You know, I have pictures, and I have a couple of, have a few shorts of pumpkin. But yeah, she's 4 years old. So she's been with me 2 years. I'm going to give my cold drink another mix. Then I'll add a little bit more water to it. It seems to be pretty well dissolved. I do like that some of these drinks don't have a whole lot of the artificial color. Oops. There we go. Let's see how this is. And I'm not making it to its full strength or to its full volume as required by the package because it's designed to go in a half a liter or 500 mils of water. Basically, a pint plus. So I just do it to the capacity of my drinking jar. And even with it a little stronger, there's not a whole lot of the flavor to it. It does have a weird smell, but it's not offensive to me. Take, that's one of the cereal biscuits. I want one of the salty ones. And I'm going to dip it in the sauce. They're denser than a U.S. Emery cracker. They do have a bit more of a savory flavor. They're not so bland. They're not quite as crunchy as some other crackers. But they're still not bad. I just have to keep going back for this. There is Tim in the house. And this one is the salty. These are the cereal. And then these here are the chocolate. In some packages you might get chocolate chip. They look like this, but with tiny chocolate flakes all through it. But the other box that I showed at the beginning looks like it has these exact same crackers, just in a different design box. Yeah. Yeah. I do have the strawberry jam off to the side. I could put on some of the crackers, or I could leave it. And because I do have peanut butter packets, maybe next time I might get one of those out for some of these crackers. There's a slight bit of tang to the sauce, probably because of some of the seasonings or ingredients, maybe a little bit from the onion. But yeah, I like it. I really like this. I'm going to take a drink of this. Now I'm going to try this red fruit commando bar. It does have very similar texture with the tiny bits of rice crunchies in it, like the coffee commando bar. But the sweetness and slight tart of the fruit, it's probably a mixture of some kind of red berries. That would be my guess. It could be a red currant. It could be some other red berries. But it's a nice complement to the flavor of the bar itself. Sorry, I just have to keep going back to this lamb. There may be a few bits of the lamb fat but there's not a whole lot of that, so they did a pretty good job of getting out a lot of the fat from the meat. But sometimes you just have to go with it. But, you know, it's deboned. There's no inedible bits in here. I like that the chickpeas still have some firmness to them. Whereas the carrots are very soft. But they hold their flavor pretty well. And now I'm going to go to the soup. And it has thickened up. And this is a potato leek soup. Yeah, these soups do tend to thicken up over time. And the soldier in the field probably would dip. I don't know if they are dippers like here, where you might dip a cracker or your bread in it. You can definitely taste the salt in it, but it's not excessively salty. You taste the potato and the leek. Nope, not avocado. Potato leek. It's not vibrant enough green to be avocado. But the green comes from the leek and whatever herbs they put in here. But this is pretty good too. And this is a good cracker to dip in this. In fact, I'll probably just dip the rest of this one in there. Yep, they are very well fed. One of my favorite menus was the ostrich with the cranberries. Apparently that one is no longer in production. I think that one had a 2015 Best By date. That was the first time I had ever had ostrich anything. And that one was really, really good. I really enjoyed that one. If I had any more bits of potato in here, I would throw one of them in that soup, but there's only 2 potatoes in here. So it would have been nice to have a little bit more potato in this, but you know, you can only get so much in these flat cans. You can, yeah, tell me that isn't heat stress. But I'm going to take a bite of it anyway. It started to go to powder, but once you get in there past that bloomed outside, you get the real taste of that very dark chocolate. It's slightly bitter, but it's still a very, very good chocolate, even despite the heat stress. So I will definitely be polishing that off. I'm going to go ahead and break one of the cereal biscuits. The dessert in here, the canned dessert, it's called milky dessert. It's kind of like a custard pudding cross. These crackers or biscuits would be good to dip in that. It looks like this jam packet almost started to open. So I'll just finish opening it. Well, it didn't open up very much. Let's see if we can... oh, yeah, it comes out. So this is what the strawberry jam looks like. These jams they're a little bit above the U.S. Emery jams and probably a little step above the Canadian ones. Well, we make the ones for the Canadian rations. But these have always been good. Yeah, because chocolate and strawberry is a good combination. Put a little squirt of that on here. The chocolate flavor is not very prominent, but it's kind of like a cocoa flavored graham cracker, but not quite the same texture. See, there's a streak of the chocolate running through it. Go back for a drink of this. Yeah, I have to keep going back to the lamb. This is just that good. And quite a few steps above the birthday dinner that we had for my mom's 80th birthday last night. Oh, I bet those are good. Oh, huh. Yeah, I guess he's having a party over there on his channel. Usually, the Sunday Fun Day stream on Garden State Gardener channel runs for a couple hours, but I guess he's gone into overtime. It would be nice for this soup if had a few more actual solid bits of leek and potato. But there's a little texture there. And sometimes these don't always mix the best, but they're still good. I have yet to have a bad French soup. Yep. Yep, that definitely works. That bite definitely had a little bit of the lamb fat, but not enough to be bothersome. I'm one of those who does not like to eat a whole lot of just solid meat fat. Yeah, my mom sometimes gets a bison burger. And she also likes to eat deer meat just like I do. My sisters, not so much. My brother likes it, but my sisters are not all that into it. I don't know if it's because we had so much of it because when we were kids, my dad hunted. But yeah, I've only had bison, I think, a few times, and it's usually ground. But yeah, it is a very good meat. It would make one hearty chili, that's for sure. I haven't had elk meat, but I have never had moose. Yeah, I have no idea how that tastes compared to deer meat. Last night we had a veal polska kielbasa and potato pancakes. And yak is something that would definitely be foreign to me. Yeah, after all, we don't have those here. Unless someone is raising them somewhere here. Now, over in Europe, they have a deer they call roe deer. I've seen them in videos from British and German and Austrian YouTubers. I think they're slightly smaller than a white or a black-tailed deer. I've only seen black-tailed deer in videos or pictures. I've never seen them in person. Yeah, speaking of bear, I was watching a video earlier where someone was talking about bear meat, and then of course Joe was talking to his guests about processing the bears that they get and how much fat is in between the meat and the hide. And Sean James of My Self Reliance, he renders the bear fat. From any bears that he takes. And I think he sends the hides off to be tanned. Of course, whenever he does get a bear, which is not very often, but or someone may give him some bear fat or he trades for it. I don't know, but he uses the bear fat not only for cooking, but as a skin ointment. So apparently it's good for that. Yeah, I wonder, James, if that's based on the amount of fat that would be in the animal or the quality of it. That would definitely get your curiosity going. Okay, I'm going to try something a little different. I'm putting a little bit of the strawberry jam on this red fruit commando bar. Oh, that definitely works. That strawberry flavor fits right in with the berries in that bar. I think spicy tuna rolls is kind of telling some fish tales there. But I got enough jam in there for this cereal bar. And dipping the chocolate cereal bar into the coffee. I'm wondering if it's just rendered as it solidifies, as it hardens after it's been rendered. It'd be interesting to see that whole process. Oh, sorry, I gotta fix that. There we go. Oh, that'll do for that soup. I wonder if that's in a specific area or maybe in one of the First Nations communities, or if that's more so up in Canada. It would be interesting to find that out. Yeah, Sean James of My Self Reliance, he does waterproofing with the bear fat also, and I think he has used it as a wood conditioner, or maybe if he wants to put a little on a carbon steel knife. But he has definitely showed how he waterproofs materials with it on both of his channels. So he has a My Self Reliance, and then he just has a Sean James channel. Slightly different content on them, but they do cross over. Oh, I got enough jam for the for the chocolate biscuits. Oh, definitely worth checking out, because who knows, if things go sideways, we won't have the online and TV and radio weather forecasters to guess on whether or not they're telling the truth or lying. You get one of these rations, definitely do this. You get the strawberry jam and the red fruit bar. That's weird. You get a Taco Bell ad on a stream of someone eating French food. Figure that one out. I wonder what the NL is for. I wonder if that's a abbreviation for a place name. I just took a drink of the coffee and I got a little bit of a bump up in cocoa flavor from that chocolate biscuit. Oh, okay. I never knew that Newfoundland would have NL as an abbreviation, but definitely worth checking out. I'm glad this chocolate bar didn't completely go to crap. It's still got a good snap to it when you bite into it. Probably could have at the very beginning, put a chunk of this in the coffee and let it melt. Oh, chocolate and coffee just seem to go together. Especially when you get the chocolate covered espresso beans. I found some at Walgreens last week. They're already gone. I'm not going to let this go to waste. I suppose I'll call that good enough. Well, the food is basically gone that I chose to put on the tray. Let's see, I'm going to pull back the box. So the next meal will be the salmon with rice and vegetables. Be nice if it looked that good when I opened the can. So another set of these biscuits, one of each kind. I could either drink the other coffee, I could drink one of the teas. This is a cocoa mix, which is not quite as sweet as what we are used to here in the U.S. A coffee commando bar, nougat bar, and a fruit jelly bar, and a macro pate. And this is that milky dessert. Actually, it might not be, let's see. Oh, no, there's dates in here. See, there's a date right there. I was just looking at the ingredients. Date is in there. A specific type of date called Deglet Noor. So that Deglet Noor is a specific variety of date that's used in here. I don't know enough French to figure out a lot of this, but oh, this is just dates. It's not. It's not in any kind of a cream or anything. It's just a little can of dates. So it's just how the dates are treated. That's what these other ingredients are, is what they're treated or coated with or something in order to preserve them. And of course, there's salt and pepper. These little packets I put into a Ziploc bag with other salt and pepper and other seasoning packets from Rations. These things would be good barter items, or use them for travel, for camping. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to go and throw my salmon and veggies back in the box. Going to open up the stove kit. Show you what's inside here. These used to have a little baby spork in them. Everything out of the box. So you get the little handle for the can, and it basically works like that. If you're heating it on your little stove or other source, you can use this to pick up the can. So you get that. This is the baby spork. I mean, it's folded up. Imagine trying to use this little thing to eat out of this can. A little set of toothpicks and something that resembles a matchbook. You get a little box of matches in a Ziploc bag, Eiffel Tower and Arc de Triomphe on it. Sometimes the pictures will be different, but they are the same two structures there. You get 6 Oasis water purification tablets. Always good to have these in your preps. A couple of mini black trash bags. I think there's, or is it just, nope, it's just one bag. So it's a pretty good sized trash bag. Sometimes they might be rolled up with a tiny rubber band around them. And this is the stove plate. The Spanish ones might have a tiny bit of a recess that your fuel tab would sit into. And then 6 fuel tabs. Some rations you might get them square, some might get them round, or you'll get ovals. So I save all these. As these will give me a way to heat up something in a very stealthy manner, because you don't see a whole lot of flame when you light these up. And if you put it inside of something like this where you can fold these up, I'm obviously not going to do it because I don't keep these flat, but you fold these up, put your container on top, light them up, and heat whatever. It might even get a little bit of a boil out of one or two of these, but you get 6 of these, so that's pretty awesome. So the last RCIR that I had opened up, and plus the ones that, slight disconnect there, so sorry about that. So the last RCIR that was not rated that I opened up did not have one of these. And I've also seen them where they're more white, like the old USMCI spoons that were kind of a opaque white. Sometimes these were that color. But the last few did not have this in the stove kit box. So I don't know if the French ration packers did away with this, because it was just, in my mind, it's just so stupid to have something like this baby size utensil for eating out of one of these cans. Yeah, try eating your muesli out of this bag with that thing. That would be a hot mess. Yeah, so since the other box, the one that's marked without pork, is newer one, that one may not have it. I'm just going to set all these in here. Yeah, that was everything in that box. But I can go get it and open that one up now so you could get an idea. In fact, I will do this. Yeah, so this is all in the older stove kit box. I'll go ahead and open up the other one. We'll see what's in that. Looks like something got kind of messed up when this box is packed. See here, the trash bag, slightly different type of plastic with a little rubber band around it. So that's one difference already. See, this is the matches and the toothpicks inside of the Ziploc bag with the matches. See, that's how the Eiffel Tower is on there. That's how the Arc de Triomphe is on there. So the toothpicks are inside there with the matches in that one. You get 3 tabs cards of the square fuel tabs and a slightly different stove handle. This one you fold. See, these are the hooks that go on the can, and you fold these towards the middle. So It kind of looks like a U when you do that. And then that's how you hook the can with that instead of something like this. So this one is not as long. Personally, I would prefer this one because it is a little bit longer. And these are aqua tabs. So in this one you get Oasis, which you would find in British rations. Same number of purification tablets, but you get aqua tabs. And these are Oasis. And then this one has the indentation that shows you where the fuel tab would go. Whereas this one is completely flat, like the Spanish ones, some of them. So that is a difference in the stove kits. Now, generally leave, when I store these little bags, I tend to leave them as they are. See, and no spork, no foldable spork in that box. So that made me wonder after I thought, when I opened a box just like this, there was no spork. I'm thinking, dang, did those accustomed thieves steal the spork so that they could eat the food they stole from my box? But yeah, I guess the ration packers realized that these things were about as useful as a rock for sticking in your shooter as ammo. You know how well that's going to work. So the French soldier would have his or her own real utensils in the field to eat their food instead of having to rely on something like this. But I won't throw this away. I'll stick this in my bag that has plastic forks in it. So I save even these. As after all, there may come a time where I have to rely on my plastic utensils instead of using my metal ones and then washing those. And the sturdier plastic utensils I have actually washed. Some may think it's weird to do that, but I'm sure I'm not the only one who's done it. But that is something that could actually come in handy. It could, give this to a little kid to eat out of a shallow dish or something like that. Yep. I got a place for these. Now I'll take the toothpicks out of here. In fact, these are individually wrapped. So because these are individually wrapped, and if kept like this, they could be used as splinter probes. If you probably hit them with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure that they're sterile. Yeah, well, I wouldn't use these for my teeth anyway. In fact, I would be more apt to use them as kindling for uh, for starting a little fire, or say if I lit up one of these fuel tabs on one of these stoves, I could throw these little toothpicks on there to add to the fire. So that could be one thing that I would do with them. Yeah, Brett C is here. A splinter probe is a tiny piece. It could be plastic, it could be metal, or it could be wood that you would use. Say, if I had a splinter underneath my fingernail, but I couldn't get at it, use this to try to pop it up in order to get it out, and then switch over to the tweezers to pull it out. But you could probe a tiny wound for debris to get it out. That's basically what a splinter probe is. Yeah, when you go to a dentist, they use a metal probe to poke around your teeth to get any debris out that might be stuck in between them. You're basically doing that sort of a thing, but with a straight object instead of a curved one. As long as these individually wrapped ones stay clean, I would definitely keep them in a medical kit, and I would put them inside of something else to protect them even more. And because this plastic could easily get poked very easily. And I really don't want that to happen. So that's what I'll end up doing later. But these fuel tabs and these stove plates I store in an ammo can. And I have these matches, these little boxes of matches in there. I have some matches that I bought from a store currently in there now. I may evict those out in order to put these in because that can is full. I have other matches from rations like British and Russian rations, Lithuanian rations. You know, the matches that come in the little boxes like this, I keep all those in there, and I keep them inside plastic bags. And then I might double bag these. Just to conceal the scent even more when I store them. Plus the ammo can has a seal itself, and it's a pretty good seal on that one. And then these little trash bags I stick. These are good for putting into kits. So that's usually what I do with these. Like I put them in an EDC bag, get home bag or bug out bag. And the fact that they're black, it conceals whatever trash you put inside it. So, and if you have to dispose of some other waste, instead of just being able to bury it in the ground, you could use this for that as well. And I have a place for all these tissue packs. So these will get put into their place. And this is the newer tissue pack. It's got a tan wrapper but clear on the ends, and a little tab that you can pull up to open it, just like the pocket tissue packs we get here. This is just a smaller version. Probably same number of tissues, they're just folded a little different. But same size. Of course, this one has a blue tab that makes it easy to see. There is Shadow Scout Sweet in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Good morning. It is Monday morning there in his piece of Sweden. And for those who came in late, you probably saw that I actually had a proper thumbnail, because I figured out how to get the app to shoot a thumbnail image. I have to select that. It doesn't do it automatically anymore. So what the heck? And there's no way that I could add it to my previous streams to put a thumbnail in there. I didn't notice that. I have to add that manually. But now that I know that, I can start having thumbnails again, because it used to be automatic and you'd have like 3 seconds to set your frame. And sometimes you didn't always get a good one, and I've had a few of those mishaps. But now I can set it myself, and it will go ahead and grab the image. There's Multi-Magnum in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Tonight's dinner was the lamb tajine out of this halal RCIR. Oh, actually, I was wrong on the dates. This is July of 2021. I'll have to go look at that other box. This one actually has a Best Buy of December of 2024. So this date down here is a production date, not the Best Buy date. So I totally goofed on that one. So later when I go to edit this, I will put 2021, the production date of 2018 on the title of this one. Plus I'll add the menu number. I've already titled it Meal 1, so I will get 2 meals out of each of these boxes. That's okay. I guess you'll be ready to face Monday. And this is what the U.S. ration packers need to put in there. Pepper. They need to start putting pepper in the MREs. I think that would make so many people happy. Oh, there's a play on words here, but it's in French. Sucre is sugar, and it says daddy. How weird is that? I don't know, I just noticed that. I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, that's what I thought. What the heck they did that for? I just now realized that because I hadn't looked at. I just saw the pink packet and I see the word sucre, and I just kind of leave it at that. Okay, here is the accessory pack from the other one, and this one, you know what the heck, I'll just go ahead and open this one up. See, there's a sticker here, and you don't have to cut it open. You can just tear it open like that. So this is the cocoa mix. And this is the sugar packet. Getting two of these. So this is a black tea. There's Garden State Gardener in the house. I heard you went into overtime. So same type of teas, but just different. This is a green mint tea, just a different brand, but probably similar in flavor. And then this is the coffee packet. And they are not attached to each other like the SRD coffees. And this is the salt and pepper. This one being the salt and this one being the pepper. So again, 2 of these. Sorry, I got these off camera. Let me slide these over. So these are what is in the accessory pack for the newer ration, the one that has a best buy of 24. So I'll go ahead and throw these back in that box. I'm just going to throw all these in here because I will sort these out and actually put these away so don't have to deal with them again. This one is potato vegetable soup. Let's see. Let's look at the bars just for the heck of it. Apricot jam. This is the mango tea. I actually like this one. ISO Star. Instead of the commando bar. This is apricot. And there's the 65% chocolate bar. Very similar fruit and nougat bar. In fact, it might be the exact same flavor. A different energy bar. Coffee flavored. This is MX3. And this is a mixed berry jelly bar. Yeah, it is definitely harder to get the foreign rations here. And then the 2 cans here. Let's see what this box says. Oh, cod. This is cod pate. And this is a caramel. Oh, the Garden State Gardener dropping that super chat. That's much appreciated. So this is, in a sense, what it's supposed to look like. Camera's kind of, the reflection is, there we go. That's supposed to be what it looks like when you get it, when you open up the can. Of course, you open up the can like this. And box damage for the biscuits. But see, the same flavors as in, oops, let me fix that. Sorry about that. I keep bumping this thing. Same as in this one, just different package style. And I showed at the beginning the difference in the chocolate mueslis. And this tuna salad, I enjoy this hot. I really like this hot. So when I eat this one, I'll heat it up. This can looks like it took a bit of a hit. No doubt these took a hit in transit. I do apologize again for all of the shakiness, but this foam mount is a flexible mount, and I've probably had it for almost 20 or so years. And with this phone being heavier than my Samsung, I kind of have to play with it to get it to keep it in the right position. But it still holds. And this thing right there is part of the jaw. See, I squeeze this. Oop, accidentally flipped them. Let me flip that back. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Now I got to flip back. Accidentally hit the flip to flip the to my front facing instead of the camera that's in the back side of the phone. So yeah, you would think that vegetarian rations would get through, but I remember when Art and Nina, or one of them, was opening a box of Norwegian rations. They took a drink mix out of one of them, and they took a protein bar out of another one. So you know something there was messed up when they took a drink mix and a protein bar. And I think another reviewer had one that was raided, and some non-meat items were also taken out. But I don't remember who that was, and it was several years ago. Shortly after all of this started with package raiding. I'm kind of guessing that's why one European seller will not ship to the US anymore. Although I still get their emails and I follow them on social media. I mean, they're still in business. I guess I heard sometime several years ago that they were not going to ship to the US anymore because of the issue with packages being raided. And Emory Mountain doesn't seem to want to do anything about it because I've contacted them about rations I ordered from them. When some of those got raided, I sent them pictures. Nothing. Not even an apology. Not even anything saying, yeah, it's on you. Nothing. So I'm out that money that I spent, and I tried to order the same RCIR twice. So, but anyway, I'm glad I got these to dig into. These will definitely get me through the rest of October. And so when I get my money for next month, I will be on the hunt for some more rations to pick up. I would love to try some of the newer Canadian menus. Plus I got mains and sides and some desserts from other rations. I can throw meals together with that. I can dig into my stash of drink mixes. Pull some of those out. So I can put some stuff together. But I'll still be on the hunt for more complete rations to buy to fill up my box. And speaking of boxes, it is starting to get cooler. Let's see. Today's high was, I will check on. We got up to 72 Fahrenheit, which is probably about 22, 23 Celsius. But the rest, the next 10 days, highs are supposed to be in 50s and 60s Fahrenheit, and lows in 30s and 40s Fahrenheit. So, yeah, as you can probably hear, my air conditioner is still cycling on and off. So probably before I go to bed, I may shut off the air conditioner and crack the windows. I cannot open them fully because Pumpkin is a screen climber. And I don't want to have another screen replaced because they may dig me for it next time. Last summer when I had to have my bedroom window screen replaced. They just did it. But I think there was already some damage from wind. So they probably figured that initially was not my fault, so they just went ahead and replaced it. Yeah, that would be a drastic change. Wow. So you are already into the top shelf of the freezer. Yeah, some parts of Iowa have gone into the 30s Fahrenheit for lows. And there have been frost warnings. And for the northern counties right up to the Minnesota border, maybe South Dakota, the very top part of the state could get below freezing sometime in the next few days. But here in central Iowa, not quite that bad. Right, you use Celsius over there. There you go. Showing the blue faces. But my apartment will still be fairly warm because I tend to not want to start running the heat and probably till maybe November. And when I went to the White Eagle powwow last month, I took one of my digital thermometers just to see what the temperature would be like inside the teepee that I slept in. And the second night it got down to 51 degrees Fahrenheit. So Saturday night, that was the 16th of September. But I was okay in just the light sleeping bag that I use, plus what I wore to bed. So I was perfectly fine. I like it a little cooler when I sleep. I have a hard time sleeping when it's too hot. So if I get to go camping in November, depending on what goes on with the people that I would normally go with, and where we go, I just may, if I do what I did last year, I took my hammock and had my underquilt, then I put the wool blanket down into the hammock, and then my sleeping pad on top of that. That prevented it from sliding so much because I tend to roll when I sleep. And just my old Coleman sleeping bag that I've had since high school. That was enough. I may have slept in long johns and a thermal undershirt. And I may have tossed a hand warmer into my sleeping bag. Just one. That was enough. Now, I'd probably do something similar in my tent. Just put the wool blanket down underneath my sleeping pad. That way it won't slide around because they do tend to be kind of slick. And then my sleeping bag on top of that. And that would be good. Of course, I took a cot to the powwow, so the teepee had more than enough room for me to set that up. And you see in my video of the powwow, the first segment was how I was setting my stuff up inside the teepee, and at the other area in there was a storage. And there's still plenty of room. Only thing wrong about that was I didn't realize at the time till I opened up that Coleman air mattress, and I realized that I got to have a pump for this thing. There's no way I'm going to blow that up. I'd be spending all night trying to blow that thing up. So it just laid deflated on my cot and in my sleeping bag on top of that, and I was still good. And those collapsible boxes, I would call them toast because I treat them as such. Yeah, they're solid enough with the lids on that you could set things on top of them as long as they're not too heavy. Yeah, they may add a little bit of weight, but because I have that wagon, that can handle it. And that thing will definitely come in handy for when management of this apartment complex tells me that I have to be out of here by a certain time and that I am going there. If they will allow me to remain in one, to move into one of the other apartments in either this building or the other building. Of course, I would love to take over the one that's right next to me because it's empty. The person who lived there got booted out. I saw the eviction notice on the door, but that person had already left. And when the city inspector came, it was still on the door. So the management company rep just took that down. Opened the door, let the inspector go inside, and I snuck a peek. Into that one before the inspector came in to look around in my apartment. So I showed him what I thought were it could be violations or deficiencies, as the management company calls it. So Tuesday and Wednesday, they're supposed to come in and correct them, but I have no idea what is going to be done to my apartment, if anything specific, or they're just going to wait till I move out and then just completely gut it and redo the floor. Just put proper cabinets in, new appliances, because that's what they're doing. They're putting new appliances in. They'll keep this air conditioner / heater unit because it is a new one. So they won't have to replace it. but the remodeled units don't have ceiling fans. But I like having my ceiling fan, so I may try to ask permission to have one installed, even if I do have to leave the property entirely. If I don't get to take it with me, I'd still like to have a ceiling fan. I basically run all year round for air circulation. That's what I did in the last place I lived. The bedroom and then the spare room, which I use in my office and storage, had ceiling fans, but the living room area did not. So I hardly spent any time in there. No, it's the same size as this one. It's basically a mirror image, is the way that they are set up. So these are not very big apartments. They're one bedroom, and then some of them are the studio, where they used to be known as efficiency apartments. So you don't have a real bedroom. You just pick a spot where you put your bed and your dresser, whatever you're using to store your clothes. Thanks for dropping in, Cliff. Hope to see you another time. With Cliff being up there in Alaska, some parts of Alaska have already had the white stuff. I watched a couple of Alaska channels, and they showed some of it, not a whole lot of it, but just enough to kind of dust the ground, make it look like someone sprinkled powdered sugar everywhere. And thanks for dropping in, Garden State Gardener. So go check out his channel. He will have pierogi Monday tomorrow. He puts up what he calls a registration video. So you drop a comment on that video, you get your name on the wheel, and you could either win a hot sauce or a pepper powder or maybe some seeds, because he likes to give away seeds. But and you have to be present to win, unless you're a channel member at the highest level or something to that effect. But yeah, he puts either a hot sauce or a hot pepper powder on a plate of pierogi. He's Polish, so he likes his pierogi like I do. I need to buy some when I do my shopping run. I haven't had a pierogi in quite some time, so I need to go buy me a pack. Yeah, he drives Uber as one of his jobs. So he drives around his part of New Jersey, and people use the Uber app to call for a ride, and then he picks that person up, takes them to the destination. And because you pay online ahead of time to get your ride, unlike a regular taxi where you pay the driver when you get to your destination, you pay ahead of time to Uber, and Lyft works the same way. I've done Lyft as well, but I would choose Uber over Lyft. But I have both apps, so just in case I need it, but I very rarely do it. But yeah, Joe drives Uber as one of his jobs, so he gets to drive all over his part of New Jersey. Oh, here you go. Here's something new in the works. Sorry. Sorry, I had to do that. I had to do that. I hope you don't mind. I have a weird sense of humor. I have never heard of that Samyang. I'm guessing that is a Chinese sauce. I've heard of the Samyang ramen, but I'm assuming this is a totally different company. I have a Cholula hot sauce. I have hot sauces from a few rations, like little glass bottles and the packets of Tabasco. I have some hot diggity dog from some British rations. So I've got a few other hot sauces. I have some that are like a hot but with some sweet. But I don't eat a whole lot of it at once because, because I have the acid reflux, but I still enjoy some heat now and then. Oh, okay. Oh, that samyang sauce sounds pretty darn good. Going after another drink of my coffee. Yeah, that sauce sounds pretty good. Yeah, I would love to try. See, there's the green Tabasco, and then there's a Chipotle Tabasco. But I think those would be equally as good as original. But I do like having a variety of those sauces. That way, if I need to spice something up, if I have to eat some of my long-term storage food. Having all those condiments and seasonings will definitely make it more enjoyable to eat that. Yeah, the Reaper, that one packs a punch. I actually got a hold of some cheese that has ghost pepper in it. And I'll tell you, that stuff, it doesn't take much of that for you to feel it. I have never had the Reaper, so I might actually have to find something with it and try it. And that ghost pepper does have a good flavor with the cheese, but I got to be careful how much of that I eat. Because I will definitely feel it. Wow. I think around here that might cause someone to call the fire department. I could not imagine eating something with that high of a Scoville rating and living to tell about it. Or at least not having to go to the ER. I finished off that isotonic drink. Wow. I think I've heard about those hot gummies. It's just something I wouldn't be interested in. If there was such a thing when I was a kid, I probably would have eaten it. But at least I'm not to the point where I avoid all spicy foods. Like one of my sisters, when we went to a restaurant here called Gersha, it's a restaurant that serves Ethiopian food. Some of the food there is spicy, some not. And my one sister, who does not eat anything spicy, she won't even eat tomatoes anymore. or she won't eat ketchup. Because it aggravates her acid reflux so bad. So just straight up black pepper, she won't go beyond that. Yeah. In fact, she won't, if she's making food for herself, she won't put any black pepper in it. So for her, that's even too much. So when we ate our kielbasa last night over my mom's apartment, she didn't put ketchup or mustard on hers. She just ate it plain in the bun. None of us had had this particular brand of kielbasa before. One of my sisters went to a relatively new store called Europa, and that's where she found it. And then there's a store that's run by some Bosnians, and they sell similar food, so she picked up some sausages from there. But we only opened, I think, one pack of these kielbasa. They're huge. And they're like that big around. So one of my sisters split them in half and then cooked them that way. And we used buns that were bigger than your average hot dog bun, almost like a hoagie roll. So splitting them in half definitely worked. But yeah, she just ate hers in the bun without adding any condiments to it. And then the rest of them, because it was my mom's birthday, my oldest sister, who bought all those sausages, gave them to her. So my mom is stocked up on meats for a little while. But had all my siblings there, my three sisters and my brother. So it was just the six of us. My niece and nephews were working, and my great niece was elsewhere doing an activity after school, not after school activity, but just a weekend activity. But yep, we had a good birthday party. Except for my birthday present won't show up for tomorrow, so I'll have to give it to my mom later. Yep, thanks for dropping in. I'm probably gonna kick out myself since I've gone over 3 hours, so Yep, this is a fun one. And I do thank you all for dropping in. Again, although he already kicked out. Again, thanks to Joe Garden State Gardener for dropping that super chat. I hope you all had a good time looking at two versions of the French RCIR with the special markings. You know, the difference between the two. So I will keep all of the food in the boxes. And all the rest of these things I will sort out and put away, since obviously I won't be using these. But again, I do save these. So I do want to thank you all for dropping in. So I will do meal 2 out of this box next week. And then the 2 weeks after that, I will get into this one. Next, yeah, so the rest of October. So 2 weeks from today, and then the Sunday after that, I'll get into this one. So I'm definitely, yeah, I've had this. I enjoy it, so I will enjoy eating that one again. But these others I haven't had, so I'm looking forward to digging into them. And I do hope you all can come back next week and see me chow down on some more fine French cuisine. So thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.